Exactly, December 28th, 2025. This is number 1206. This describes the final solution, unocracy.org, at every respects. Notice that we're the only group of super wealthy people who actually solve problems and give everything away. And that's the value of all these diagrams that we put out. Listen closely and get us back on national news as quick as possible. Exactly. Sunday, December the 28th, 2025, number 10106. Here's the most famous sign of all time. It's right there. Can you read it? It describes everything required to create a crime-free utopia, unocracy.org. How is this so critically important? Every person in the world now becomes a peacemaking, problem-solving expert. You decide everything about everyone else. As a group, 50 people, 1,000, maybe 1,000,000 people with Evote.one. The world's last open public database of my design, everything's my design from 1976, is worth trillions of dollars. So the proof of funds is at Keith, KEITH2022.com. That's actually mega trillions of dollars. You see, the problem is there's no way to know who is who. Did you see that on the sign? Who is who and who owns what? It's the most fundamental question. If you don't ask great questions, you will never find the answers that you're looking for. And that's the value of 5steps.life. See, every time you come into conflict, problems, issues, wars, all you do is bitch, moan, groan, and complain. Oh, it's somebody else's responsibility to protect you. Name the person, name the group who protects your life, your soul, and your assets. The answer has always been zero. If you don't protect the neighbors and the community, called unity, no one will ever protect you. It's not the mayor, not the governor, not the police chief, definitely not the corporate executives, and seldom, if ever, is it the pastors. The epicenter for the world's greatest revolution will now start with Oak Grove United Methodist Church, Peachtree Road United Methodist Church, and it will expand across the world through all the spiritual leadership, which is you, and all the civic groups, because you see, most people don't have a clue who God is, and they even doubt and deny that Mother Earth ever existed as the procreator of life. See, God, at the early beginnings, which is Genesis, there was nothing. Then, boom, up popped God. So God was a voidless entity known as love. So God, because he was in empty space, imagine, what would he do? He would start engineering. He would start growing in wisdom and knowledge, but he couldn't do it unless he created things. So he started creating randomly and precisely, and he made mistakes. Because remember, God made man and woman in his own image. Oh, brother, oh my God, oh sister, did he make the most grievous mistake of all by giving you free will choice. And I go back to the basics. If Robert D. Rose, #1 cybercrime terrorist manhunted around the world, had not succeeded in having me brutally kidnapped October 3rd, 2011, you would already live in middle class, debt-free, crime-free. Because I already had built unocracy.org, solution government, solution law enforcement, solution trade, solution everything, including solutionjudge.com. So the devastation was not just $40 billion of my company that existed as built by Keith with a T. .com was registered in Georgia. Then I re-registered in creatorkeith.com. December the 23rd, 2014, Reno, Nevada. The last company is the world's greatest overseers who are all 100% gifting philanthropists. They're all multi-billionaires. So we took givingpledge.org and converted it to be the superset, givingpledge.space. And so far, the only person or group of people who really understands what's going on are our pastors, a man named Harvey Snyder, Charlie Paparelli, a little bit of Sig Mosley, but we also went to author M. Blank Foundation. We went to Ted Turner Foundation. We've been talking to every single mayor, police chief, corporate executive, pastor, everywhere we go, because we're hurting. We've asked everyone to support us, to provide us physical protection from 5 criminals. In fact, there's millions of criminals, while the greatest roundup occurs, legally of course, peacefully, of manhuntall.com. So we're sitting at 5.5 minutes. We'll publish this as quick as we can. I'm even wearing my Cessna shirt. My first love was jetsoncraft.com, skylift.us, really all boils down to turnofflights.com, solutionsafewater.org, and of course Solution Housing. See, if people don't have a base of operation, they have no life, they have no future. They will be sent off to war, they will be forced into poverty. No, they're going to force themselves into poverty, because everything you have around you is God's assets, which is why I have claimed Mother Earth, and I've also claimed myself as being the overseer over all leaders, as fortune1.org. The kids are out playing. We're actually on the walkway today, the Beltline. So we're paying to buy distressed buildings, $40 billion worth worldwide, particularly old abandoned churches, and convert them to be $20 a night hostel base of operation. We've solved every one of the world's problems, so if everyone stops stealing, which is article number 2 of godsconstitution.org and solutionmanifesto.com, no crimes have been committed. There are no criminal violators. So what about the old criminals and the newly acquired criminals? Well, with who is who of our FOIA.ONE, you'll be able to quickly round them up and find out why they're stealing, why they're lying, why they're murdering, why they're drug trading. So the top 2 criminals to go after today is Robert D. Rose and Douglas Vernon Duncan. Then go find Sherry Duncan. She looks horrible. I saw her on WhatsApp. Her number is 770-431-4002. She hasn't opened her mouth or responded for 14 years because she's the one who destroyed $40 billion of everything from my Marietta home that had been robbed. Marietta Police Report 11.1.2506. Oh, it's 1.11.2506. Just $40,000, but it was so much more by Miss Pashama. See, Robert D. Rose had been stalking me and threatening to kill me, my family, my lawyers, basically everybody, since January 14th, 2008, over the Forsyth County judgment 08 SC 1345. Norfolk, Virginia 411 CR 112 will go down in history as the most infamous series of attempts to have me murdered, called Silenced. And they did it with a single couple signatures after never talking to me, going, oh, we know that we're going to have to drug you to death, because they already had implicated themselves for murder for hire conspiracy. The worst of the worst of the worst, monster evil, mafia level crimes against we the people. All done with one word, hearsay. He said, she said. It's the worst weapon of mass destruction in world history. Someone even said I was blaspheming God. Same thing happened to Jesus Christ. They used the one word blasphemy to have him tortured and put to death, and he couldn't take himself down off the cross because God wanted to punish mankind by killing his own son. Makes no sense. Never understood that. See, if anybody had supported Jesus Christ, like I've been asking everyone to support myself, you would already live in a crime-free utopia. You still have free will choice, free trade, free barter, free everything, which is the whole fundamental basics of 5steps.life and all the other solutions. Protect my life today is your number one priority. Second, go directly to national news media. Go to Governor Brian Kemp, North Carolina Governor Josh Stein. Go to everybody and have them call us. And we'll video record and we'll show up in person to host mediate your own PeaceSummit1.com. The ultimate town hall forums. And I tell funny stories, but they're all true. In the old tribal days, no one put up with a bad tribal chief or a bad medicine doctor or a bad anybody. They got rid of them. They killed them, or they sent them off. They exiled them, or they degraded them and made them basically be gatekeepers, or they punished them. That's what the new system does with Evote.one. It's the most peaceful way of punishing criminals, particularly because a criminal in the whole world, every criminal in the world will spend their victims' assets, and they will do everything they can to kill their victims and rewrite history, and then they will escape like Robert D. Rose has done. Where is RobertRose.com, as I had in 2008, because my own attorneys, including attorney Jimmy Deal, Norcross, Virginia, Holcomb Bridge, at 770-263-7200, really was the key person behind it all. Then it was Barry Victor Reynolds, who decided for $6,000 that I paid him that he would persecute me. My own lawyers decided they would persecute me, saying, oh, he hasn't paid us more money. We have to do appeals. Oh, we have to file more lawsuits. I said, the hell you do. You go straight to the governor, you go straight to the press, and particularly you go to the FBI directors and the attorney general, and you ask them to contact solutionmilitary.com so that we'll no longer ever have wars. So we've solved every one of the world's problems. Call us directly. 12 minutes, we'll hang this up. But our number one focus is we're the world's first trillionaire. Intellectual property. We designed AI and every technology you can possibly imagine, known as program logic controllers. And a man named Tom Haig out in Las Vegas, Sin City, knows more about it, but he only knows 5%. Will tell everything, will show everything about who is who and who owns what. And now we all live as middle class, debt-free, crime-free, and drama-free. Unocracy.org. Number 1206 on exactly 2025, December the 28th. It's probably about 6 o'clock right now. Absolute final summary is we the people pick every project and every leader in the world. Contact us and protect our lives today with no exception, and actually be paid to be new world leaders today.